Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the council, I just wanted to comment. I've heard a couple of comments offered, and I heard the gentleman earlier tonight being critical of the investigation of the police department. I would like very much to try to investigate that for you, but I don't even know where to begin. When someone comes to the microphone and publicly uses your good offices to make a claim which is totally unsubstantiated and is clearly disturbing, were it to be true, great damage is done, because the suggestion that our police department is willfully not investigating break-ins, I would submit to the council, is just frankly ridiculous. Of course the police department investigates break-ins. Are there 300 reported break-ins that the police have just flat refused to investigate? I would like people to think about that for a moment. It's a small community. We don't have that many homes. If 300 of your constituents were broken into and the police department refused to investigate, you would have known about it long before tonight, because they would have started calling you. So, do I doubt the veracity of that statement? Greatly. 200 break-ins, which people didn't even report, with no source cited. What do I do with that? I can't disprove or prove a negative. If somebody stood at that microphone and said the sun's not going to come up tomorrow morning, I can't investigate it and disprove it. I can't investigate and disprove an allegation of 200 break-ins that weren't reported, and thus the innuendo is the police are ineffective. This is a fashionable time to say negative things about police departments. We all know it. We see it in the news every day. The plain fact of the matter is, in my time with you, coming up on a year now, believe it or not, in a very few weeks, I have found your police department to be extraordinarily talented, incredibly dedicated, phenomenally professional. Are they perfect? Of course not. No more than any department, board, committee, commission, individuals, or employees are perfect. But do they do an extraordinary job in a community which has some very substantial issues? Yes, they do an extraordinary job. I deal with the occasional complaint. I got one this weekend, and I immediately started the investigation on Sunday afternoon. So are there cause to be concerned? Yes. But when a citizen comes to us with a credible, specific allegation of police misconduct, it is seriously investigated, and it is dealt with, and it is recorded in the town's records what we did with it. And I want you as councilors to know that, because you don't always see those. Some of you are the ones who bring those things to me, and you see the result. But I don't have any effective way to share all that with everybody, because sometimes it involves people who don't give permission for me to share that. But I want the council to know that when we have specific allegations of police misconduct, we investigate them rigorously. And on occasion, we have to do something by way of discipline, but in the vast majority of cases, it turns out to be people who were being arrested who were complaining about the fact that they were being arrested. Well, they were being arrested because they were doing something wrong, and they didn't like it. And that's the vast majority of the complaints that I've investigated. But that, tonight, disturbs me to a very great extent, because it reflects badly on this community. It reflects badly on the men and women that protect us every day. And I just think it's grotesquely unfair for an allegation like that to be made, because I can't prove or disprove it. I can't do anything about it. And that's why at one point during that, I whispered to the chairman, this needs to be discontinued, because it's grossly unfair to allow that kind of an allegation to be made against the men and women we employ without some way for us to be able to decide if it's true or not. I'm sorry, but I thought that needed to be said, because tomorrow morning, those policemen and policewomen are going to be talking about this. And I didn't want it to end tonight without something positive being said. And I know I'm not saying anything that any one of you councilors would have said. I know that. But I think it just needed to be said tonight. That's all. Thank you.